And boom, boom, we're good. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a video. Like I said in my last video, I want to do kind of a little more different stuff. And today I want to dive into the realm of baseball. Right? Baseball's my main sport. Grew up playing it, been knowing it all my life. Probably know more than what your favorite person knows as well. Today, I want to start off with a Red Sox plan for the rest of the offseason to make the Red Sox a contending team. I'm a Red Sox fan, born, bleed Red Sox Nation. I'm still a little sick, but that's where kind of my plan is to go at now. So here's what we're going to kind of look at first: the 40-man roster. I want to start off first by saying this is just my opinion. Do I think this is going to work? If it does, if it does work, it could, right? Uh, do I think that it's kind of going to be a point where you're kind of playing with fire for most of the time? Yes. But here we're gonna start off. So pitching wise, all right, 40-man roster. We got Brian Bayo, Jake Bennett. He got acquired in Luis Perales trade. Aroldis Chapman, Cutter Crawford. Shout out Cutter is king, by the way. If you know, you know. Garrett Crochet, Connolly Early, Sonny Gray, pickup. Kyle Harrison, unfortunately, fucking Jordan Hicks. Tanner Houck, I spelled his name wrong. Ignore that. He was on the 60-day IL with surgery last year. I don't think he got activated yet. I would be very surprised if he did. But he's out. He's still there. Zach Kelly, Giovanni Moran. He's a lefty. He got from Minnesota. He did okay. No, not really too much. Johan Oviedo, who sleeper pick, might be top 5 pitcher in the American League East if he's healthy. Sandoval, he was on the IL, but he still has major league experience. So I think he should be back by now, I want to say. He should be back for spring training. Justin Slayton, Peyton Tolley, Piglet, Greg Weissert, shout out Greg, Garrett Whitlock, Narvaez, Connor Wong, my no homer demon, Tristan Cassis, Wilson Contreras. Tristan Cassis is the name that I want y'all to remember. Nate Eaton, Romy Gonzalez, Tristan Gray, picked up from Tampa, I want to say, for Luis Guerrero. That's what it was. David Hamilton, he's still fast, but we got Marcelo Meyer, Nick Soga, Trevor Story. Nice. He should have won Comeback Player of the Year, by the way. Warrior Brayu, Roman Anthony, my MVP, Jaron Duran, Ceddanne Rafaela, Masataka Yoshida. And then on the 40-man, but in the minors, Shane Jarhan, Rule 5 pick. Tyler Samaniego, I think he was part of the pickup from the Oviedo trade. David Sandlin, Tyler Uberstein, Ryan Watson, who picked up from Athletics, I want to say. Christian Campbell. Okay. Now, here your estimated payroll right now. Let me zoom in really quickly, so I'm not going too quickly on it. Your payroll currently is estimated around $191 million. That's on Fangraphs and Baseball Reference. Your first luxury tax is $244 million. That leaves you around $53 million annual to spend per year. Now, if you know this, people are very comfortable getting over that first luxury tax, right? That's also, I don't think this has been updated since they picked up the Wilson Contreras contract as well as the Sonny Gray. I don't know yet, but I'm going to stick with what I have so far. If it's changed, it's changed. Point is, they're very comfortable going over 244. That's coming from Craig Breslow and John Henry, Sam Kennedy. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to say it is true. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Now, the issue with this is that Boston is a very big market team. Boston can easily afford to go over the first luxury tax, even the second luxury tax, and not really care too much, right? John Henry, on the other hand, does not want to do that because his taxes out of his pocket, and he don't like that. That is one of his biggest complaints, biggest faults, I would say. Now, here's again to the interesting part: storylines, right? Who is your second baseman with Bregman out? Because here's the thing: Marcelo Meyer is going to play third. He's not going to play second. It's very easy to get a second baseman because you have David Gonzalez, Christian Campbell, Romy Gonzalez. Here's the thing: Christian Campbell, though, they said they want him in left. My guess is he starts in AAA and he tries to earn his way back up to the major league team, or someone gets traded and he's gone. But the issue is Roman Anthony's there. He ain't going to play for Roman Anthony, respectfully. And you want to play right field, Abreu's there. I don't think he's getting traded. Duran's DHing probably. And Rafael in center. Do you go with Rafael at second? Here's the issue with that, is that last year when they did that, it really wasn't working that well. You see what I mean? So you kind of got to look at hitting-wise. His hitting went to, like, I think Coley said this on a podcast. Shout out Section 10, by the way. I love him. Watch him every day that I can. So I believe he was batting like 240 with a 700 OPS, something like that, which is average, but he's there for his defense in center field. At second, I believe he's batting 120 with a 400 OPS, was like one of the worst in baseball at second base. So it's like, what do you really want to do there? Because you can't have, because if you play him if you put Meyer at second base, who's playing third? Nate Eden. We saw how that didn't really work out too much well last year. Romy, but at that point, Romy's a better second baseman than he is third baseman. Put him at second. That's the big issue with that if you don't have re-sign Bregman. We will talk about Bregman later. Storyline 2. You have 5 outfielders with 4 spots, right? You really have 3, I know, but DH-wise, let's be honest here. One of them is going to DH. You have Roman Anthony, you're not taking Roman Anthony off. You have Ceddanne Rafaela. That's Platinum Glove winner. He should have won Platinum Glove. I love Bobby Witt, but he should have won Platinum Glove. And you have Wilyer Abreu. He's a really stats. I think if I remember correctly, I'm looking back. I believe he was defensive runs saved was on the realm of Fernando Tatis plus 18. So it's like, really, who do you really want to take out that glove for that? That's what you kind of got to look at. And then you have Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran, yes. Did he struggle on left? Yes. Did he drop the ball in the playoffs? That kind of caused us to lose. Yes. But he's not bad. He's not bad. I hate when people think that he's bad. He's really not. Yes. Did he say a slur that no one loved? Yes. Did he freaking hate himself for it? Most likely. Am I going to judge a man off what he did 2 years ago after he's apologized for it? No. That's my personal opinion. If you hold him to that standard, fair. I do like him over Massa offensively. Because here's the thing with Massa. I love Massa. Massa's great. Amazing in the playoffs. But that was kind of it. He really wasn't. He's getting paid $90 million for his contract, right? He really wasn't worth 90 mil at all. I think he got signed in 22, I want to say. He really hasn't been that good. Like, he's been okay. He's been above average. But, like, not 90 mil worthy. I'm okay with letting him go or making him a bench. But then at that point, you're wasting all that money for a bench bat. Maybe someone takes him and lets him cook. But, like, let's think about it realistically, right? Masataka Yoshida was quote-unquote hurt for 50% of the year last year with an unknown arm injury. Couldn't swing the bat, couldn't throw, couldn't do none of that, right? Rafael Devers was traded 2 weeks later, perfectly healthy. Swinging it, hitting it hard, doing all that stuff. What changed? Was he hurt or was he Phantom IL? That's all I gotta say on that, right? So now here's the issue, though. Who's going to get benched if you don't trade anybody? Let's say you put Rafael at second and have Duran in center, Anthony in left, Massa DH, Wilyer in right? Is that your best offensive? Is that your best defensive lineup? That's the thing you got to think about. I don't like that at all. I think, shout out Ceddanne Rafaela and Joy on Twitter as well. It's not a good move. I love Lou Merloni, but like comparing it to Mookie Betts is kind of insane. I know where he was going with it. Y'all can look up that video, but it was kind of insane. I didn't like it. We're gonna talk about what we do later, right? What we do later is pretty easy to finish off the year. What's your starting rotation? Who's a solidified number 2 behind Garrett Crochet, right? Because right now you have. We'll get into the rotation in a minute. That's what you really got to think about. Who backs up Crochet? Last year was Bayo. I love Brian Bayo. Brian Bayo is not a solidified number 2. Not yet. Is he on his way? Yes. Not yet. He's like a 3 or 4. You got Giolito as well. No. Here's the biggest thing. What is taking so long with Alex Bregman? Are you offering him that much money? Are you offering him the years that he wants and he's just not taking the shine drive with the price? If that is, fuck Scott Boras, respectfully. If you don't sign, do you trust Marcelo Maia, who's had injury history all his professional career, to take over that spot? He batted like 220 last year. Granted, yes, near the end before he got hurt, he was hitting, right? Defense is there. No question about that. Defense is there. But I think in every single year he's played, he's gotten like a big old injury. Do you trust that? Speaking of trust, what the hell is the plan for Triston Casas? Do you platoon Contreras against righties, him against lefties? That's not the point of getting Tristan. That's not the point you get in William Contreras, though. Do you put him at DH? But then at that point, you have Duran and, let's say, Massa. 3 lefties, all struggle with hitting lefties, but can hit righties. Who do you I would rather have Duran there. At least Duran's fast. What's the plan? Do you start him in AAA? At that point, you're wasting that big old prospect in AAA to what? Drive his trade value up? What do you do? Now, here's your rotation. I really want you to look at 6 and be really big. The biggest thing, currently speaking, is that you have a lot of what ifs, right? I don't think they go into the year with a 5-man rotation. I think they go in with a 6. Crochet is in his second full season, really, at no innings limit. Do you trust him to go 200, 240 innings without getting an injury? Do you trust anybody at that point? They're going to let the big dog eat, don't get me wrong, but let's think about it. On a 4 days rest, he was horrible. Not horrible. He was okay. He was eh. On a 5 days rest, he's the best pitcher in the league. That's above Turkey Skubal. On a 6 days rest, he was even better. I know it's obviously happening sometimes with the off days and all that type of stuff, but like, let's really think about it. On a 4 days rest, he's okay. I'd run a 6-man rotation. Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray is 37 years old. He's 37. He does 92. Is his off speed phenomenal? Yes. Is his location really good with the movement? Yes. 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 But do you trust that for a full season? With innings limit? I mean, he's proven it, yes. But then again, some things happen. Right? That's what you gotta start looking at. Brian Bayo. Bayo, I think the second half of the year before, like from like mid-June to like September, the start of September. Second best pitcher in baseball. Third best pitcher in baseball. Well, in the AL. We'll say AL, because you have like Skeens, you have Sanchez, all that shit. We'll say third best pitcher in the AL. I was killing it. Look at his stats. Stats don't lie. I think it was something like a 2 ERA. In that time span, that was phenomenal. Every time we went out there, we go, okay, Crochet's pitching today, that's a win. Bayo pitching tomorrow, that's a win. Giolito on game 3, sweeping them. Dustin May game 4, yeah, 3-1. September hit, he crashed. We saw it happen against the Yankees. That didn't surprise me at all. Realistically, I thought he'd make it out of the 3rd inning. He didn't. Right? It is what it is. Connolly Early only made 5 starts last year. Do you trust him to really bulk up more? Is he bulking up? Is his bulking up going to make him better or worse? Granted, yes. Will his fastball increase? Yes. But will his body, his consistency stay the same? That's where you got to start that's where like that kind of happens. Same thing with Oviedo. Oviedo's dealt with arm issues all his career. Killer stuff. Look at for anyone that doesn't know about Johan Oviedo, look up his stats against Roman Anthony. And this is when Roman Anthony was hitting, by the way. Like, he was hitting. He was batting like 300. He hit his home run off Skeens the day before. Look at his stats. Come back to the video. And then believe me, right? Those are so much what ifs that there's no solidify. You have Peyton Tolley. Peyton Tolley has a killer fastball. That's it. That's it. It's just a killer fastball. I think he would be better off as a reliever, which is why I was okay with kind of trading him for Ketel Marte. Don't think that's happening, though. Cutter Crawford just came off major surgery. He just got back. Sandoval, major surgery. He just got back. Kyle Harrison. Could be good, could be shit. I don't know. He hasn't proven anything to me to showcase both ways. I think he pitched in the playoffs for an inning or so. Did decent. His starts that he had, Tigers one really wasn't that good. It was okay. He had one bad inning. But it was like 3 innings. It was like 3 innings. It was okay. But like, I don't know. I have seen reports saying that Harrison might be better as a reliever, in which I can definitely see that. He has great stuff. He can be like a Justin Wilson-esque type pitcher. Cutter Crawford can be a great reliever. We saw it happen, I think, 2 years ago. He was a reliever for a little bit. He had like a 1.4 ERA. Got brought back into rotation. Did okay, right? I do think that if they do a 6-man rotation, at this current speaking, I would go Cutter Crawford. Have Sandoval start the year in AAA and have Tolley and Harrison be my left-handed relievers. Send Moran down to AAA as well. Moran, I think is his name. Send him down. That would be my coaching plan. I'm not Alex Cora, so Alex Cora can kind of do the same thing. You can also, here's the thing with having them in the bullpen. You can easily call him for a spot start. So it's kind of what you guys think about that. Now, here's your bullpen. Ignore these three, because this is kind of what I was saying on this, right? It's kind of long relievers, Crawford, Tolley/Harrison. I think if one is in the bullpen, one is 6-man, right? So like if Tolley's starting, Harrison's bullpen. If Harrison's starting, Tolley bullpen, which I would kind of prefer Harrison above Tolley, just because his off speed is there. Your fastball's easy to control. Your fastball's more easy to control than your off speed, realistically, right? You have Cutter Crawford, who I do think is just on the year in the bullpen. He hasn't pitched in 2 years, guys. He hasn't pitched at least in a year, right? Let's put him in the bullpen. Jordan Hicks, unfortunately, like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we are stuck with that big old contract. It sucks. I'm hoping he can do a little bit better. Please. Because if not, DFA him, or I'm going to DFA him, and you're not going to like that. Middle relievers, that's more of your 4, 5, and 6 area. That's Zach Kelly. Hey, Zach Kelly was really good at the end of the year. Don't care. I trust Zach Kelly more than Greg Weisser right now. Yoavi Moran, they love him from what I've heard. They love his stuff. He's a left-handed pitcher, great changeup. Fastball leads off the changeup. He is good. He has control issues. So it's kind of a thing. I don't know if Chris Murphy is still... I don't know if he is still a... not the Senator. Is he still with the Red Sox? No, he is with the White Sox now. That sucks. I don't like that. I do like Chris Murphy, though. So that kind of sucks. I would love him over Moran, but they both have control issues, so it's like pick your poison. And then, Gregory Weishart. Set it, man. Come on now. This is the big three. We know the big three. Whitlock, Slayton, Chapman. You can go wherever you want. Honestly, fuck that. Bold. Because they're freaking great. That's bold prediction. And I'm going to come back to this video about midway through the year. Current bullpen, that's top 5 in baseball. Top 3, low key. Nah, top 5. Too many reliables in this part. These 3 though, best killer trio in baseball. Don't care. Now, here's your starting 9. This is not your lineup. This is your starting 9. Right? Not a lineup. Obviously, I'm not having Narvaez bat first. You got Carlos Narvaez as your catcher, right? He's earned that. Wilson Contreras at your first. You traded him for a fucking reason. Second is a mystery. Don't know. Could be. If that's not a thing, we'll talk about in a minute. You have Trevor Story, your shortstop. Marcelo Meyer, your third base. Roman Anthony at your left. Rafael in center. Abreu in right. Massa or Duran as your DH. Now, here's where it gets tricky, right? Because you're looking at your benches, your bench piece. So we'll do this, right? Your first bench pieces that I'm kind of thinking off the top of my head can make a very good impact at the very start. Nate Eaton, Nick Sogard, Massa or whoever is not DH out of those two, Romy Gonzalez and Connor Wong. That is where it gets a little tricky, right? The hell is the plan with Tristan Casas? Do we start him in AAA? Do we start Nick Sogard in AAA? Nick Sogard, we love Nick Sogard over here, right? He's earned it. He's killed it. Nate Eaton bet 314 in September last year. And I didn't do good in the playoffs. But I mean, he faced Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. Like it or not, those are good pitchers. You have Christian Campbell. What do you do with Christian Campbell? They want him playing left field only next year. Right? And they traded Luis Guerrero to get Tristan Gray. Tristan Gray he's... Let me show y'all these stats. Hmm. 270, 808, 805 OBS. 282, 692 OPS. 231 average, though. That's the thing. 231 average. OPS below 700. That's not good MLB stats. 270, 805 OPS. That is good stats. I could see him kind of being in AAA to start the year and then getting caught up for like maybe a spot thing. But at that point, because realistically, you want to carry 5, right? Well, 4. You really want to carry 4 bench pieces because they give you an extra pitcher. Nate Eaton. I want Nate Eaton on this team. That's like Ref Snyder light, right? Nick Sogard. Nick Sogard can play anywhere. He can play second. He can play third. He can play right field. He can play first base. He can play probably shortstop too. Massa or Duran, you don't get rid of these two unless you trade one of them. In which, in that case, do you trade Durant? But here's the thing: you don't want to trade a high value player. Like it or not, 13.9 WAR in the past 2 seasons is really fucking good. You don't want to trade one of that just to get rid of Ed Logjam. Because you can trade him for bums at that point, dude. You look stupid. Because say you trade him to Detroit, right? You get some good prospects. You get maybe like Jackson Joe, and you get like maybe like a good solid pitcher, right? Imagine that pitcher gets hurt, and then Duran bats 295, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, becomes Corbin Carroll. Dude, Craig Breslow's getting called for his head right now. And that's even if Massa is struggling. It's like, bro, like you don't want to that's a good problem to have, but it's not a good problem to like really have. Now, granted, here's the thing. Out of these 4, you want 5, right? Realistically, out of these 6, you want to get rid of 1. Because you're gonna have somebody play second, right? If you sign somebody, you obviously need to get rid of 2. In my opinion, at the current moment, Romy Gonzalez, one of these 2, Nick Sogard, Nate Eaton, Connor Wong, Tristan Casas, go say hi to Worcester, man. There's just too many options. Christian Campbell, AAA, Tristan Gray, AAA. It's hard to really say, but it is pretty easy to solve. Now, here are your needs. You need a second or third baseman. Mara Meyer can play both. And if you want Meyer at shortstop, Trevor Story can play second. And you need a solidified number 2. That's why I was going back with the rotation. Dude, there's so many what ifs. What if? Does he have an off speed? Is he going to be healthy? Where has he been? Come on. That's where you really got to look at it. Now, I think I kind of spoiled it. I kind of solidified. I try to get a little quicker. Here's what I think you should do. These are your 2. These are your big 2. Oh, shoot. That's way too much. My fault, y'all. You need to do this. Like I said, you have about $53 million to spend per year. Make life so much simple. Bregman, 6 years, 180. You want to make deferrals and stuff to make your contract worth more? Go ahead. Right? So overload the front value option after the 3rd, 4th year. finish off the last part of the year if you don't want it, right? Say you give instead of 30, you give 50, right? But you don't really count that as more of your pay. You can kind of count that as like, it's hard to say really, right? Let's say for the time being, he just 6 years, 180, right? Bonuses, all that stuff can lead you to 200. It's a good contract. Ranger Suarez. Y'all, Ranger Suarez is really good, y'all. He's really good. Does he fit the kind of thing that Bailey wants? Maybe. But I'm going to compare him real quick. And some of y'all may get mad at me for this. Ranger Suarez is a lefty Brian Bayo who has better control of his sinker and can get more strikeouts. Call like it is. I love Ranger Suarez. Silver Ranch. Shout out Silver Ranch, Nick, and over there. He can vouch for this. Someone clip that and send it to him. Ask him if that's true. I believe it. But the honest truth is this. You're still below the luxury tax. And like I said, they're very comfortable going over that first luxury tax. They don't want to go over the second. Second is the big, heavy taxes and everything. Now, here's the truth. If John Henry and Craig Breslow want to get back to being contenders, you have to get uncomfortable and spend. These two players help solidify the Sox as the best team in the AL. AL, American League. Yes, even above the Blue Jays. Lock in. Because I'm going to show y'all why. Your new rotation is Crochet, Suarez, Bayo, Gray, Early, Oviedo. That moves your number 2 to around your number 4. Your 3 stays the same. Your 4 goes to your 5. Your 5 go to your 6. These 3 are in your bullpen. Now look at this lineup. Tell me this is a really good lineup. Roman Anthony. Oh yeah, he almost won Rookie of the Year and didn't play the last month. Alex Bregman. Come on. Healthy Alex Bregman. Jarren Duran. If he's only focused on hitting, oh my goodness. Trevor Story. We saw what happened last year. He finished off at like 275. Insane. Wilson Contreras. You throw that monster in front of him, oh my god, he's eating. Warrior Abreu. If you have someone who can hit 20 home runs, 80 RBI power, batting 6th, brother, come on. Romy Gonzalez batted 314 last year, by the way, and he played predominantly the second half. Marcelo Meyer, before he got hurt, batted 295. Yeah, they're batting 7th. They're platooning at 7th. Romy batted 330 against lefties. Just want to get that out there. Carlos Narvaez almost should have won Gold Glove at catcher. Also should have won Rookie of the Year. I don't know who won it. Oh, no, not Rookie of the Year. He should have been top 5. And he should have won. I think he should have won Gold Glove. I think he was better than Kirk. Ceddanne Rafaela. Rafaela about 240 last year. Had a stretch of the length where he was the best hitter in the league. Before we went on that, look up his stats. Stats don't lie. That June-ish area, especially that last 10 games before the All-Star break, I want you to look up Ceddanne Rafaela's stats. Rafaela is one of the best hitters in the American League. Pete Fairbanks never gave up a home run on his slider in his whole season. Let me go ahead and show you what happened. Let me show y'all what happened. Just so we know, right? Wait, you didn't see that? Let me watch that again. 1-2 count, by the way, against one of the best closers in the league. Walk off. And that's not close. I'm telling y'all, it's not like that's so clean. Right? Now look at your bench is sitting this. I didn't write it down. I forgot. Your bench is here's his bench out. Nate Eden bat 320, 313, I think. No, something that's like 313 to 320 in the month of September. He's quicker than Trey Turner. He's one of the fastest kids in baseball, by the way. Against righties, Romy Gonzalez, who batted above 300 last year. Connor Wong, who I don't think Connor Wong's going a full season where he has 0 home runs and 0 RBIs until like July. Sorry. Um, who else? That's what, 3. So we need probably about what? Oh yeah, Masaki Yoshida, 2 RBIs, pinch hit roller against one of the best relievers in baseball last year. Luke Weaver was actually really good. That's 4. Who else should I have? Oh yeah, against a lefty, Marcelo Meyer is kind of, he can come in a pinch hitting against a righty and still do that really well. That's kind of a real. Oh yeah. How did I forget this? Nick Sogard. Nick Sogard. Hear me out though. Nick Sogard. Nick Sogard would have a starting role in about 12 out of 15 teams in the American League. Nick Sogard's better than Ernie Clement. I don't care. Like I said, if John Henry, Craig Breslow, and Sam Kennedy want to get back to being actual contenders, not just fake contenders, being full-on contenders that they could beat the Dodgers, because I believe with this lineup they can beat the Dodgers. This rotation, they can beat the Dodgers. Buy. Lock in. Add more. Extend some people. You got the best closer in baseball. You got one of the best setup mans in baseball. You have the ace who could have won Cy Young last year, who I think should have probably got more close than it was. Great pitcher, great pitcher, great pitcher, great pitcher, great pitcher, great bullpen, phenomenal lineup. Probably will win MVP next year is Roman Anthony. I believe he can beat out Judge. Bye. Lock in. It's been your boy, King Frezza. Hope you all enjoy. We out. Peace.